Very, very, very well. We are live. Good
That's
evening,
good.
ladies and gentlemen. Yes, very good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the final day of the F2 Cup. Last week we had the first two rounds, first four races, so to speak. And, well, today we have the final four races, being in Britain and Brazil. And today I have co-commentator Booma with me,
A very good evening, all.
and yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. Finally, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
I was unfortunately a little bit sick last week, so I missed that round, but I'm looking forward to some good racing tonight.
It should be good. Should be good if we look at last week. Well, hello there, RDO, Eli, Morris,
More
Logie. Most dominant victory. Never heard of that guy. Never heard of him.
like the one where he crashed 2 laps before the end.
Yeah, the guy that
That's
bottles.
that's thing.
Oh, that's the guy that bottles so much. Oh, yep. Now I
I think that was
remember.
the closest he came to a victory.
Yeah.
That's what I remember, at least.
Well, last week we had Belgium and Japan, where Pontus had a really good start to the F2 Cup, and well, there was a slight commentator's curse because before the last race of last week, I said, well, it doesn't really matter if Pontus grabs points or not here because he's gonna end up in the lead anyways, and he DNF'd. So
Yeah, but that nothing less I had expected from you. That commentator's curse.
fair. Well, we'll see who if somebody can challenge him, and we'll see who ends up in the podium because currently P2 through P4 is only separated by 2 points.
2 points, yeah, I see.
Yeah, Pontus has a 5 second penalty for the first race too. So
Oh, I don't even know the penalty situation. Are there really important things to know, or
let me see. Yeah, there were a lot of incidents, so let me have a look real quick. Um, a 5 second penalty for Pontus and a ban for Agalos. Uh,
and also an incident 8 and 10? But I don't know for who the penalty is. Well, we will see.
yeah, I think that's all Agalos. I don't know for sure.
Someone is asking for no curse today. Well, we can't promise anything.
Yeah, I mean, we just you're in the lead, so I mean, there's something we just we yeah, you just gotta be consistent like you have been, and then you'll win it. Just do a repeat of last week. Just three really good races, then DNF in the last one, and still win it.
Yeah, that brings us some excitement. Maybe someone else can still win. I hope someone else can still win the championship in the final race. I hope it's not being decided early. So.
Yeah, I hope so too. And well, of course, I hope that Hyped, who is in chat, was saying that he's going to be making some moves. So I'm looking
Okay.
forward to see
Yeah.
that. And Igor needs to pick his car because I mean that's really important. And there we go, he picked a car. Um, and well, we have where's Tambi? Tambi and Stan are also both in the lobby, so that's going to be really interesting. F1 champ KP. He was a little bit unfortunate during last week's races, did not have the best of luck, but his pace should be there, so he might be a challenger to get a few places back up. We, of course, have Pontus and RDO who are just really consistent, which can just score points based on their consistency. So it's going to be really interesting who's going to pull out in this qualifying as well in Britain, because Britain is our
Yeah.
first race. Do you reckon rain? Or nah?
Yeah, give us rain, one of the two, but it's maybe more appropriate in Brazil.
Fair. I think so too. I think Brazil has a higher probability of rain, but I think both we've seen in past races that rain is possible here, so I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, we have 2 races at each track, so the probability of rain is therefore much increased.
Yeah, it's like it's 50%, right? So that's like 25% F1 races.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, okay.
We'll have a 50% F2 race and a 5-lapper.
The sprint is a 5-lever. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I should have known these things, but
It doesn't matter. Found out last week, anyways. Yeah, it's about 10 to 15 laps in Oh yeah, we're already underway with the one-shot qualifying. Oh, I didn't even have time to set up all my details. Everybody on the softs, of course. I mean, what do you know? People I'm currently seeing in the top, I would have expected there. Stan, Pontus, Igor. Igor did a really good job last week in qualifying. Every time he was qualifying, he did a really good job. So it's going to be one to watch out for, definitely in the first 2 spots. I am currently on board with Stan Rosema, who is in the lead in the Prema. That is, oh no, is that a Prema? That's a Prema, right?
yeah, that's the Prema. I'm on board with the other Prema, but Tandy unfortunately
Invalidated?
invalidated his lap.
Yeah, he's done that before. Really, really sad.
And Billy is in the grass, but he's on his way again.
That's good. I mean, Stan Rosema just looking to be a really, just like a really clean lap. Going through Meckets and Beckets right now. Early on the power going out of it. Looks really good. Purple second sector, of course. He's in the lead. In the meantime, Hyped and Igor both have overtaken Pontus as it comes to virtual standings. As it being still really close. But Hyped may be looking to fulfill his promise that he made, that he's gonna try and win this today. Or at least win Britain or Brazil. Because he is in P2 and RDO just snatches P3 away.
Good
Plus
lap.
he was down on both Igor and Pontus for most of the time there.
Oh, that's impressive. Well done.
Yeah, that was really quite close for P3.
But for RDO, yeah, of course he wants to qualify up high so he can bottle from a promising position. So
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
I understand it. Yeah.
yeah, and Stan just asserting his ever so slightly dominance with his 2/10 pole position.
And 4 points.
Yeah,
That can
4
already help
points.
him. He's already up into second now.
Yeah, he's already second. You're very, very correct in that. Yeah, rip Tamby. Tamby has to do another recovery drive like he's done 1 or 2 times before last week.
Yeah.
Stan the man in pole. We'll see how...
Well.
Oh, rain,
Well.
rain, rain. Did we not call it?
Lovely. It looks kind of intense, to be fair.
It looks like some full wets, I reckon.
Do they have the intermediates in the F2? I don't even know.
I don't know either, but it is raining. It's a shame we can't see anything, and we have to wait, and then the lights go out almost immediately when the session starts.
Yeah.
So we have to be ready. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. Waiting quite long today, actually. And lights out and away we go.
And already a drive-through?
I see a Prema with a decent start at the back. Hyped has a good start. Overtaking Stan on the... Oh, there's a big contact right there. That is Igor that is off the track. Ooh, and Erminator retired.
Oh, and drama for Pontus, by the way. He's already down in 14th.
Oh, jeez,
And
that's
has to
not
make
good
something
for
up
him.
now.
Yeah, that's really good for Stan and Hyped and RDO.
I don't know if there is a VSC. I think it's only yellow, but...
It's only yellows.
Yeah. Everyone on the wets, as I
Yep.
can see.
Yep. Stan and Hyped already creating a little bit of a gap. And the rest being really close this far.
Very good start for Otaku. He's up 6, and Does Josh is up 7.
Whitelo Billy, I think, spun out. Yeah, I was just gonna look at that. Igor and Pontus have had the most horrible start.
Oh, Billy, he's again in the grass.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
having a rough time out here.
Oh, he's
And
retired. Oof. Hyped, already creating a second lead almost.
He had a good start. It looked like the Prema had the lead into turn 1 at least, but...
Yeah, but Hype pulled it around. It was really good. And then there's already second gaps starting to form. Let's go on board. Let's watch the Renault of Morris guy with Oswaldo, our special guest with a one-off return in the BWT. I think he was in the BWT last week as well.
Like the racing point. It is called the racing point.
Eli going into the pits probably has taken has had some damage from the first lap, and it is really close behind Abby, Dangerous Dove, and Josh. Those are like half-second gaps. Exciting to see who's gonna try and make a move.
RDO's doing a good job so far. He's right behind KP at the moment.
I mean, you have
from RDO yet.
Yeah, not yet, but he's good
in. He will wait for it. Yeah.
No, but RDO won. As Abby Rec goes off track, that has hurt him really badly.
I think he lost his front wing. Or no, his front wing is just very black.
Yeah. As Morris tries to put a move down on Dosh Josh going down the straight, he's got the inside line, but who will have the most traction coming out of that corner? They still seem to be sort of side by side. Still side by side. Who's gonna have the balls here? Morris is ever so slightly compromised there through the inside line. Slots behind him as Oswaldo tries to make a move now. Going through Beckett's and Beckett's. This battle for P7 for the final points positions, because as you know, only the top 8 gets points.
Yeah, I got also a very interesting battle for second.
Dosh Josh just almost lost it and got overtaken by 3 men. Oswaldo says thank you very much and makes up 2 places during that.
And Hype is just dominating at the moment, already 4 seconds loose. And there is a great scrap for second, and KP is going for it, but he can't stick it right now.
There was almost contact right there.
Very well.
Yeah, I've just tuned into that as well. Is he going to put a dive?
He's
yes.
Going for it.
Yep. Very nice move, but of course Stan has the inside line. Squeezes him off a little, which
and
allows
with the run. And he gets a penalty out of that.
Yeah, probably cutting the inside, and now KP has the run on him.
Side by
with,
side.
of course, who's going to break later here? Who's going to have the most grip? KP actually on the... not on the driving line, getting more grip around the outside. Oh, and RDO bottles it. RDO is in the wall. Oh no.
Oh, we're sorry.
No, we're not actually. We're not. We're not.
No, that's way too early for him to bottle.
But F1 Champ has gotten gone ahead of Stan by some chance. I think maybe Stan made a mistake.
Tambi is close to Dust Josh for P7 now.
That's been already really close for like the past few minutes. Morris guy has dropped back, probably made a mistake because he was just ahead of Dosh Josh.
Yeah, and Pontus on his way to recovery, already up into 9.
Yeah, but I think he's going to struggle getting to Tambi because Tambi, of course, has that pace advantage over Pontus.
Yeah. I hope this going quicker even. Has a 7-second lead, impressive.
Yeah, whilst he's not driving against the least people today. I mean, there's people that are in the top of tier 1 are he's just driving away from them. Maybe just the F2 cars suit him, but it's quite insane getting like a second a lap, if not more. 2 seconds a lap actually, because we're on lap 4.
I think Morris had another issue. He fell back now to 11.
Yeah.
Almost into the clutches of RDO.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch down to Oswaldo as he gets on the straight with Dosh Josh.
Battle for 6, yeah.
Yeah. Slipstream not being too much here. As Tambi is now really closing up. That gap was a second just a few seconds ago. He's now 4 tenths behind. Will he be able to mount a yellow? There's
I think it's Igor.
Yep,
and
disqualified.
I don't know how he did that, but maybe he returned to the track. At least he is out.
Yep. Let's see, will Dosh Josh mount an attack on Oswaldo first? Oh, that's a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mistake. Tambi might be able to have a good run on him here.
He can have a run into Stowe.
Mistake happened just too early, so that Tambi couldn't have a really good run on him.
Yeah.
Tambi being quite patient.
He's not getting any closer on the straight. It's kind of surprising.
Might be because they're running a quite high downforce, especially for the rain. That was about... Oh, there's... Dosh Josh has had moments like that before where he just loses the back end. Tambi now really being into the gearbox. Almost up into the gearbox. Definitely stuck behind him because it seems like Tambi is quicker. Dosh Josh just placing the car right where he needs him to. As I look to the position changes from the start of the race, 1/3 into the race, we have F1 champ being 5 places up, Dangerous Duff 6, Otaku 6, Dosh Josh 9, Tambi 7. A lot of people gaining places in Oswaldo at his starting position.
Maybe a lot of people that put on a wet setup already in qualifying and now they're benefiting from that maybe.
Very possibly. As Dosh Josh goes just a little bit too much over the curb and gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm amazed that he got a penalty for that.
Was it in Maggots or?
No, just before that.
Oh, before that.
Just forget what the quick right-hander is called. Always forget that.
Oh, cops.
Yes. Just went like a little bit wide, but he didn't even go 4 wheels off track.
Yeah, we know how this game can be.
Very
unfortunately.
true. As Hyped goes now into the 54s.
Yeah, he's 10 seconds loose after 6 laps.
Yeah,
Only a very big mistake can hold him off the win.
Yeah.
And Dove is now catching up to Stan for the final podium position.
Yeah, and I think Dove wants that position, but Stan does not want to give that away because this is also his champion that he's worried about. Hyped being almost equal on points with him, only 2 points ahead. He wants to minimize the points lost. He already has the 4 points of a pole, but if he can hold on to the third place, that would be really good for him.
Yeah, he's now 2 points ahead, so...
Yes, Tambi gets a 3-second time penalty.
Lose, too much.
Yeah, but it does seem that Dove is closing down the gap.
Oswaldo's also closing in on his teammate for tonight. Some more battles are getting into shape. I think it's going to be a full battle for P5 now.
Yeah, Oswaldo is close up to Otaku.
Yeah, and Dash and Tambi are following. Dash is very close now in this section. Maybe he can tuck into the slipstream.
Slipstream is not that
powerful,
great.
No.
Oh, but Tambi looking for the move again. You see on the minimap, Hyped is just... The start straight is already ahead. Like they're just now crossing the line and he's already halfway through Sector 1. Still, the gap between Josh and Ambi really close.
It's good to see that the racing stunt is quite high. Didn't saw any.
Only in the beginning there was
crashes.
a slight contact, but not that much. There weren't like race-ending crashes except for Erminator, who just didn't think there was going to be a formation lap. Or he thought that there was going to be a formation lap, but there wasn't. Oh, as Josh tries to go down the inside, still has a wing there for some reason. Tries to go down the outside now. Loses out on that position, but maybe he has a better run now. Not able to get it done.
They are close for the whole race already.
Yep.
And we're only halfway.
That is very true.
It also looks like that in the rain it's very hard to overtake with this F2 cars.
Yeah, because there's no DRS great.
Yeah, you can't like put up your ERS. You only have a fuel management option.
Yeah. Thus, everyone being much closer together because, as we know from our GT Sport racing we do, the slower the cars, the more even the grid is. The less somebody's pace shows usually, and that's also evident here, where F2 and F3 drivers can be just as quick as F1 drive or Tier 1 drivers. What I mean.
Let's see what Dove does into the pits.
Yeah, are his tires shot?
Yeah,
the tires wear so quickly.
Set of wet.
Yeah, Morris is also in the pit, so maybe their tires are just shot. I don't know.
It's halfway, so.
But maybe the wets do just last long or not. I mean, we know in F1 that they last for quite a while. From interesting images to see.
I think last season I did a Silverstone race in the wet without stopping at all. But I don't know how that is with the F2 cars.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Hype can make a pit stop. He will win anyway.
I don't know how long the pit stop is.
I think quite long. Well, Morris is now 1 minute behind, but I don't know what his gap to the leader was before his stop.
I don't know either. I think
I know that
pit stop
was
is...
he was right with Stan, which is he's 18 seconds behind. And
he lost 30 seconds.
48. So that's yeah.
30-second pit stops, that's longer than F1 of course, but damn.
Oh, and I think Dosh had a problem, a slight one, because Tembi has passed.
Oh, I did not see that actually.
Yeah, I only, yeah, I missed it like
And Dosh gets
for a
another
part because
penalty.
he was sliding
Dosh gets another
across
penalty.
the hangar straight. Yeah.
That is really interesting as I'm now... Oh, Otaku is in the pits. That's why I was getting
Interesting.
position changes.
He will come back. I don't know if he can make it in front of Dove. No, he will not. But it's close.
As we can now see that that Tammy really is putting on the pressure already to Oswaldo, and he's
Oh,
already
he's on the
passed.
inside.
He's already
Wow,
passed.
great move.
Great move from Tamby, really showing his pace. Because I was just about to say that he already pulled out a second beer after Josh.
Yeah, he's up in the pace at the moments he wants to. It seems like that. And now it's very important. Now he can close down a gap of 5 seconds.
Yeah, let's see if he can do that actually. That would be... I mean, he's already closed down 2/10.
11 positions up now for Tambi. Great
Yeah,
effort.
just imagine if he doesn't um, get disqualified during quali. As hype
Yeah.
just almost goes into the 53s. On all tires as well.
I don't think that Dove is particularly quicker now on the new tires. Maybe compared to the rest, but he's still losing time against Hype, of course.
Everybody loses time against hypes. Hyped.
Yeah,
Tembi,
but at this
however,
moment,
is closing down to Stan quite rapidly. He's already second. Or more actually. Stan may have had a little bit of a problem. Because the gap
yeah,
just
he's four
came...
seconds behind KP now, and it was less than that.
Yeah, but also Tembi was like 4.7 and now it's 3.8.
And maybe it can work if the tires really go down, because Dove is only 24 seconds behind P4. So if they all stop in front of him,
Yeah, but do you see Stan is now closed the gap to below 4 seconds again as well? So Stan and Tembi both picking up the pace. Or F1 Champ just having a little bit of a mishap.
hmm I'm following RDO now, who's getting close to Xabi at the moment.
I just usually call him Abby, but keep
Oh yeah,
forgetting that I keep forgetting that it's Xavi or Xabi, whatever.
yeah. But am I correct that the battle for P8 is for the pole position in the sprint race?
That is correct,
So this is an important battle then.
especially for RDO.
Yeah. And I think he went for it. And he is passed.
Well, that was easy. I'm still on board
Yeah,
with
I
Tambi.
didn't saw it because my camera view was,
Oh yeah,
of course,
it was
rubbish.
really nice.
And now he has to defend this position.
Ah, Abby gets a penalty. George is gonna lose his position to Pontus for sure because he already has penalties and I've not seen Pontus yet with penalties.
It's not
Tembi
really
has it.
something for Pontus to get penalties.
No, neither is it for Stan, but I know Tembi has one. Let's see. Tembi now 2.2 seconds. He can already see Stan quite close because the speeds of course aren't high in these F2 cars, so he can see Stan, so he knows what he's driving towards. Let's just go on board for a little bit with the TV pod as Hypes almost gets into the 53s now. Gap now below 2 seconds.
And Xavi is in. There are no close battles. What a shame.
Yeah, I mean, heavy wreck going onto the softs, what is he doing?
Oh, well, I like that. Is it raining? No, it stopped.
It stopped, yeah.
Okay, I will follow him.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. I mean, he's in last place.
Oh, there's nothing else to follow.
I think it's still way too wet.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, that's a massive understeer right there. That was a gamble that I don't think really paid off, to be fair.
Well, he's losing seconds per corner now, so...
Literally seconds, yeah. Just lost 1 second
That's a
to
good
that.
shot.
Let me go back to Tambi because it's almost within a second.
And the F2 cars already have less downforce, and you go on soft tires on a wet track, you will have even less downforce.
Oh, Pontus gets a 5 seconds stop and go for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh,
No, Taku gets a penalty
no.
for...
Is he going for the dries? Yes, he is.
That is so sketch.
This is very bold, very bold.
Yeah, I did not
He's
expect
like fighting
that.
for the championship, and
Yeah, he was quite high up and he's now in 9th place, 10th place.
yeah.
As Tambi's really close to Stan and they're in the teammates in the car. RDO gets a 3-second penalty.
From my perspective, Xavi isn't gaining any time.
Oh. Tambi has a good run on Stan. Goes down the inside. Stan seems to have a good run around the outside. Tambi backs out. Whilst Stan just went wide. Just didn't make the corner. And now Tambi is in 3rd place. We'll see what he can do in 2.5 more laps.
No, it's still too wet for the dries. Pontus is going
Backwards.
all around in left field.
Yeah, it's just going backwards, that may not have been the best call.
No.
Because, well, we can definitely see that the people who didn't pit came out ahead in this race.
Yeah.
People who were pitting or forced to pit did not have the greatest time.
No, Dove is still 11 seconds behind RDO, so. Also, new tires, new wet tires, doesn't give them the benefit they wanted.
No, but that's also no, but that's also I think a big part that everybody on the old wets had warmed up tires. It's a big part in that.
And I think that because it's cloudy, the track stays wetter for a longer time. So
Yeah.
if it was sunny and Pontus almost loses it again in club. Oh, and KP with a 3 second. Maybe will that cost him? Because he's now 2.7 ahead of Tambi.
Yeah, but Tembi also has a 3-second penalty, at least one.
Okay. Yeah.
As Oswaldo has made a mistake because Dosh is now ahead. Oswaldo making another mistake in Maggots and Beckett's, not going well for him. Oh, he has a puncture. Oswaldo has his left front is punctured.
Puncture.
Yep, look at his left front. That is not looking okay.
Oh, the left front, yeah.
He's gonna have to, maybe he's even gonna lose out of position to RDO because there's only a few corners left. Oh, never mind, even one more lap, he has to go in. That is really important. He's not going in.
He doesn't. Bold.
He is not going in with a punctured tire. Now that is really, really bold.
That's very interesting to follow over this lap. I think RDO will catch him anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, RDO is already passed.
He went for it. Good recovery by RDO.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I think we can say there was one man very dominant to the, at least in this race.
Half a minute.
I wanted to say today,
almost.
but
it certainly wasn't Bottas.
No, it wasn't Bottas. No. He's already on Hangar Straight. Going to the
yeah, the
final
track
sector.
I think is now quite dry. Or drying out quite. But still, like, the dry runners are not having a great time.
No. The big question also is, where does Oswaldo finish? Can Dove do something in one lap?
I don't know, there's still 4 seconds. In Maggots and Beckett's, he's gonna have the biggest trouble because he, and as hyped comes across the finish, having just a dominant win.
It's a little bit Lewis Hamilton vibes, but this time it's not for the win.
No. Now it's coming across, KP is coming across. And we'll see, Tambi and Stan, will Stan get a position? Yes, he will, by less than 1/10 of a second he gets it because he doesn't have any penalties. Very well done from Stan. And we'll see what Josh, I think Josh will probably lose out of position to RDO. He doesn't actually.
No.
RDO had more penalties. As DRS is enabled.
Nice.
Oswaldo crosses the finish line for P1. Secretly it was a position.
Our hero, our legend, rounding off the top 10.
Sadly, no points. Now only the soft runners are left.
Was it enough for Pontus to set a fastest lap? That's maybe something.
Yes. Nay. No. A 5-second
No.
penalty.
It's penalty.
Well, at least he doesn't score points today, and well, he had a 5-second penalty going into this race, so.
He came 7/10 short of the fastest lap.
Oh, yeah, that's not that wasn't enough. The track wasn't dry enough.
No. No, you don't have to make a mandatory pit stop in the wet.
No.
That's a good learn point.
Yeah, in the wets you never have to make a pit stop. Well done to Hyped. Yeah, said he was gonna make moves, and well, he did.
Well, he didn't make any moves. He was just out in front and away from everyone.
True.
It was
Well,
one big move.
He made one move for the lead.
Yeah. Well, that's a big one. An important one.
Very well done. 27 points for Hyped. Stan getting...
Let's see.
Stan getting 19 points out of this race, so that's minimizing the loss. But I think that puts Hyped in the lead. If I'm correct, because he was on 37. Or is
you know, I will pause the stream and I will count. I will calculate it for you.
I think it puts him in the lead. Because 37 plus 27 is 64. And Pontus was somewhere in the 50s.
Yeah.
Are we doing a different points count, RDO? Oh, you need to check the...
I will do. Yeah. I'm on my way.
Now, of course, we're going into a reverse grid, top 8 reverse, for this lovely little race. And I think we have a dry race on our hands.
You sure?
I think we do. Just about to say, RDO, Hype should be on 64, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
RDO already did the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so and it's already 3, 4, 5 lights, and we are lights out. Already. Oswaldo. There's people pulling out to the side. How are the Premas doing? Because we're looking towards those, of course. Oswaldo having a good start. The BWT is out on the side.
There's some
little bit of contact
between Dove and Oswaldo.
Yep, Terminator doesn't have the greatest start. Now Dangerous Dove tries to move down the inside of Oswaldo. Going too wide, almost the whole field. Yellow flags. Pontus!
Yellow...
Pontus!
Oh no.
Pontus is around. Oh, this is not good for his championship. This is not good for his championship. As Stan already moves into... came from...
second. Yeah, he came from 6th.
Yeah, so he's already 4 places already. Very, very well done. And there's a Prema... Tambi was just spun around. I saw in the background. He lost some of his wing.
Oh no.
That's not good for Tambi.
No, and it is now Hyped with 64, Pontus with 59, Stam with 54, and Tambi with 47.
Yes.
The main 4 contenders.
Yes, so that's not good for Tambi nor Pontus, and all the good for Stan, as Stan tries to close down the gap or keep the gap under 1 second to Oswaldo so he can get into that slipstream range. In the meantime, Hyped, closing down the gap to RDO.
He is also already 4 positions up, and there is a yellow flag, and that is Dosjos who's spun.
Things are not going too great. As Hyped now...
busy.
Hyped with a good move, RDO on the inside. That was a great switchback from Audio, braking early, going down the inside.
There's a lot of activity in the midfield with
Yeah,
Erminator and Xabi.
oh yeah, I see. I'm currently watching the battle for P3 with Hyped.
Yeah,
As Morris guy spins around.
I see, yes. And are there issues for Billy?
No,
No.
F1 champ being put under a lot of pressure here. As Stan, there's an issue with Stan. Stan is out, or at least in the wall.
He's off.
Yeah, he's
The
off.
exit in Woodcut.
Yeah, that's not great. All kinds of carnage for a lot of drivers high up in the championship.
It's almost
2 second time
Derby,
penalty. 2 second time penalty for RDO, but Dove already has one as well. And this is so close here.
Yeah, it's the battle behind KP. There are a lot of drivers in 2 seconds, I think.
Yeah, let me have a look at gap to the leader. Well, it's KP is 7.7 and White Load Billy is 9.4. That is just so close. It's 1.5 seconds separating all those drivers, and the game's oh, there's contact.
Oh yeah, contact. Eli and
Terminator
Billy.
and Eli. Oof, that was not
And
great.
Stan is in and is already speeding, and I think it's almost race over for him.
Yeah, there's probably going to be no points here. We're already on lap 3 out of 5. As Hyped is already up in 3rd place. Now we're trying to see. Tambi is missing his left end plate, so that is hurting him in his downforce, but that doesn't mean he's not going to put pressure to Abby or Xabi. As Wilo Billy
out.
retires. Igor with the 2 second penalty.
All the competitors of Hyped for the championship are gone from the first position, so he doesn't have to overtake RDO.
Nope.
But he's going to do it anyway.
Yeah, and I've heard him talk that he was quite good at Brazil as well, so
It's interesting.
it might be his to take here. Igor being 9 places up already as well. There's also quite a few drivers here that have a 2 second time penalty.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Oh, and there's damage from there was contact with Abby and Tambi, and I think Tambi now has even more wing damage. Yes, he does. His left side of the wing is almost completely gone now.
Oh, and Igor into the back of KP.
Yeah, there was contact between those two.
Damage.
There was contact between those two, which resulted in Abby and Tambi colliding. As Hyped gets the fastest lap.
Effect, or...
Yeah, it was a domino effect. Tambi couldn't do anything.
Well,
I'm gonna go to Hyped, yeah, because he's on the back of Oswaldo. He's already overtaken RDO.
He has 2 laps to make it.
I think with DRS here, he can definitely try a move.
Water going deep, and then it's a free pass.
RDO did a really nice move there. Is he gonna stick it around the outside? No, he's gonna back out a little to try and get a better exit out of here. Will the slipstream be enough to get a move before Cops?
Yeah, he can try it.
And he's definitely looking.
Oh.
In the dry, of course, this is definitely doable.
That was a good defense by Hyped, even though he left the room. I really love that when like the defense, the defender gives you the room, but still comes up with more traction at the end, and makes it. Big toe now for RDO.
RDO backing out of that move, smart move. Might be a little bit compromised now in the exit. Doesn't look like it.
Well, he is putting the pressure on Hyped. It won't go easy for him this time.
Oh, and RDO bottles it again!
Oh no. I didn't say anything this time.
No, we didn't say anything, but just bottles it. Well then...
Igor is coming up, yeah. That's a shame.
It's a
I really,
shame.
if he's fighting for the win, I really, he really deserves it. But
Now we see Igor. Oh, what is
and
he?
oh,
Oh,
yeah, you saw that too.
nice move, Igor.
And
The
he
grass is
lost the
not
position.
where you want to be. F1 champ now back up in P6.
Already in the final lap. Eager with a good recovery, by the way. He's up 9 positions.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Or
Well,
8 now, but
9, 8.
I don't know anymore.
He's
They're
battling.
battling all over the place. They're now side by side through left field. And I think Sabi will have to run. And a lot of small penalties.
Yep, it's gonna be really interesting to see at the line. I'm gonna switch to hyped soon because he's coming. Oh, there's a crash somewhere. There was Josh and Abby both not having the greatest time. They collided and they were spun around. Now Pontus is on the back of Eli as we switch to hyped because he's around coming around the final
I
corner
don't
now.
think he has a penalty, I'm not sure. And no, he hasn't. So, very impressive second win.
Very impressive second win indeed. Otaku getting a place over Duff because he had a penalty. F1 champ, then Igor.
Ardio back into 5th.
Yeah, very well done. Pontus comes 9th, just barely getting barely not getting a point, sadly for him. RDO said the fourth lap. He thought the fourth lap was the last lap.
Oh.
Oh, RDO, why?
Oh. It's unbelievable, this.
Unbelievable. Also sad for Stan. But yeah, Logie, really well done on that P3. Yeah, we saw that RDO. It was perfectly in view. You could have tried for P1, yes. Now, will we get any um, will we get any rain in Brazil? Listen, RDO, you could have styled it out, but then do it on the last lap. Don't do it on the penultimate lap, because that doesn't work. Pontus, we're not cursing you this time. We're not cursing you.
We won't. So,
As Hyped had the fastest lap, so he extends his lead again with the 4 points.
yeah, I have the standings now in front of me, and Hyde has a significant gap over Pontus, who's still second. Hyde now with 81, Pontus with 59, so a 22-point gap. And behind that, it's kind of close with 54 still for Stan, 48 for Tambi, and 43 for RDO and KP.
Wow. Oh, you sorted them as well. Really nice.
Yeah, RDO did. Just talking the talk.
Yeah, it's hyped to lose.
And further, Dove with 38 in 7th, Oswaldo with 30 in 8th, Xabi with 26 in 9th, and Otaku with 22 in 10th. And the final race now.
Final two, actually.
Brazil.
Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of a break. At least that's probably what RDO is going to say. It gives us time to
going to the Autodromo José Carlos Pache, or just Interlagos, but
Yeah, nobody knows the official name of this track. It's
what is the official name?
Autodromo José Carlos Pache.
Oh, well, I know the one, but
Yeah, but you're a nerd.
yeah, correct.
So there's 15 turns, 4.309 kilometers or 2.677 miles. The game gives this a track difficulty of easy, but I think that it is at least a medium because
For
of
this
the.
grid, oh no, sorry.
Or I think it's a medium difficulty track because of the track limits. Um, for the other than that, it's quite easy to drive.
And Blue, I expected you know all the corner names.
Oh, I expect that
Not
you know
not
them.
even okay, I will know them, but not even not all the corners have names.
Exactly.
So normally they do it with or numbers or names, but it's a mix.
I mean, of course, we have the Senna S's. You can't not know them.
Yes. And there you go on to the Reta Oposta. Oh, I'm such a sucker in Spanish. Or Portuguese. What do they speak in? I think they speak Portuguese in Brazil. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Da-da.
Yeah,
There have to there has to be a very big surprise if Hype doesn't win the championship, in my opinion.
yeah. Well, we've seen what can happen to Pontus.
Well, at least Pontus has to outscore him this next race.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, it's over.
turn one is gonna be really interesting to see. Yeah, Hyped already said it. Turn one is gonna be crazy. I think turn one is gonna be crazy, but especially let's see, what is it? Turn one, two, three, four. Turn four and five. That's where it's gonna be crazy. I think we've seen some really bad crashes there in our league racing days, Booma. I think
In which turn?
turn four and five.
Yes, I
After
think
the
so.
after that straight,
I can't
we have.
remember a specific example, but
I remember quite distinctly a bad crash with Morris guy.
oh, that's five.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you
Four and
get on the
five.
curb of turn five, then you go into the wall.
Yeah,
You
but
can
I
do what you
mean,
want, but
the speeds are lower, so there's going to be more side by side.
true, true.
Yeah, we had to mention it, Morris. I mean, yeah, it's just we couldn't not do it. It's our most vivid memory.
Yeah, I have a lot of vivid memories of Morris at Brazil. But it's also the place that I won my first league race. So it's a good track.
Very nice.
For you, it was Monaco, right?
Yes, it was.
That's very odd to be your first race in Monaco, but very good.
Yeah, I mean, still did it though, quite dominantly as well. Well, RDO, when are we gonna start?
I don't even know. I didn't check up the.
I haven't checked the Discord.
He said 28 or 30. You can also make it 30. I'm not really in a hurry.
I have some inside info, and it looks like Billy has not got a setup for today for this track. He only has a setup for Bahrain. He thought it was Bahrain. I don't know where he got that from, but well, when are we starting, Hyped? I think we are starting in a minute now, or as soon as possible. Let's go. I hear let's go, so this is gonna be really interesting.
How's your beer, Blue?
Oh, I don't have a beer. I'm drinking water now.
Oh, you already. Okay. I grabbed another one, so sorry.
Very nice, very nice. Of course, we got to stay hydrated, you know.
Very true. It's very hard to commentate.
Exactly.
Well, let's put in the corner names so I can look very smart.
You are smart.
You know that the corner up on the straight, so not the final one, not the one where Raikkonen went off on his own, but on the straight, so further where Max almost hit the wall in the rain in 2016.
Yeah.
You know that's a corner, right? It's a little
Yes,
bit of
yes, yes, yes.
a
Yeah.
very small one, but it's called Arquibancadas.
AKA the corner that is almost no corner. Yep.
Exactly.
Ardio is asking, did anyone check the weather? Well, we can't see the weather. So that's going to be
How?
nice. And Ardio is already ready to invalidate turn 1.
Let me see. I will check the back to see who invalidates.
F1 champ, I think. Gosh,
Audio is
Josh.
doing donuts. He's doing donuts.
Igor is doing pretty well.
Come on, give us some more donuts.
Hyped, and Stan, of course, being up there already. Did Tembi invalidate?
Um. Yes.
So many invalidations. Dear Lord.
So if you see Tandy and 12, you can already guess what happened.
Yup. Sadly, Morris in P4 currently. It is really. Oh, never mind. Oh, there it is, Rick again. Really interesting. Hyped. Back in the lead. Why am I not surprised?
And RDO is doing a subtle crash. The real F1 fans know what I mean with a subtle crash in Brazil.
I see. He's going. I don't know what he's doing. This is our
Doing donuts.
head admin, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is our head admin. Please take a look.
As
I'm
most
not
of the
saying
people
anything
have.
else.
As Hyped gets pulled by 1.5 tenths, followed by Stan. This is Hyped again with the almost 2 tenths lead in quali.
Well, at least an appropriate penalty for RDO. He has been disqualified.
Yep, that should be a grid penalty, but he's starting from the back now, I think. And Tambi again, starting from the back, he's not having the greatest time.
So I think Pontus has to win now.
Hype's
4
basically
points. 4
Hype.
points is a lot.
Yeah, and Hype basically doesn't needs to not finish like 2 races in a row almost to lose the championship or 1 round. But Hype has been good off the line, so that is going to be a thing to watch out for. With Stan now being alongside him.
Do they have to make a pit stop in the dry?
Yes, in this race they
Ooh,
do.
okay. I like that.
Yes. So now strategy comes into play. And this indeed will be fun. Don't forget, if you're watching, please give a like to the stream. Helps out a lot. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe.
Let me like the screen.
Very good. Click the bell notification as well so you'll be notified when we go live. From the next week onwards, we will start our weekly leagues again after the mid-season break, and it's already 5 lights and they're out, so away we go. Hype just has the most amazing start.
There's already contact in the back.
Igor has already won a place.
And there is an absolute assassination in the back.
Oof,
At least it
Tambi.
looks like that.
Wasn't Tambi.
No, it were Billy and Alexis, but I think both are still kinda alive.
Alright,
For the
and we
moment,
go
and there
through
is
tier
someone
5.
spinning, and Xabi is out.
Yep, everything is really close as we now go and look at, well, let's look at Dangerous Dove because it's really close to both Santa and Igor. Excuse me. As F1 champ does a move down the inside.
Well,
That was very good.
in the Bico do Pato.
Oh, and F1 champ causes
no.
a pile up.
Yeah, I see it. And for the first time ever, RDO is coming to get out of it without any misfortune.
Oh, that
I
was a
would
big
say.
crash with Tambi.
Yeah. And Tambi, I think he crashed into the pits.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought he lost his wheel. No way.
That looks very sketchy, to be honest.
I literally I thought that would have been I thought that would have been it.
Oh, come on. Don't do a Ferrari. Very good. KP is past Eli.
Now Morris is really close up to Pontus. Of course, they are both in tier 2, so they know each other on the track.
Who had predicted that? 5 men in the pits after 1 lap.
I certainly didn't.
And they all go to the mediums, I think.
Yellow
The
flag in
only
sector
other guys,
2.
It's Eli. The only other guys on mediums are Stan and RDO. In the top 10.
Interesting. So Park for May was not on. So how could they have changed tires between quali and the race?
I didn't check on which tire they qualified. So
They qualified on softball. I saw that.
all of them.
Yep. Morris guy now trying to get a run with the DRS onto Pontus. DRS is open for both of them, which doesn't really help him. Now Morris, just don't clip the inside curb on the left hand side.
Don't jinx it.
So we now look on board with Stan, who is still 3/10 behind Igor, and Hype is already 2.4 seconds ahead.
Not all hope is lost for Tambi. He is 39 seconds behind, but he has made his pit stop. And we know how long the pit stops take.
True. True. I mean, I think he can be happy that he didn't DNF from that. He can now try and get a... Oh, as we see Stan going on the inside of Igor. As Josh retires. Stan getting a clean pass done on Igor. But will Igor be able to get back, as Dangerous Duff does not have the greatest Senna S's, which allows for Pontus to come alongside him already. They almost tangled together. And Dangerous Duff gives the position. But Pontus has a little bit of a bad line through there. Looked like he was gonna lose grip, but apparently he didn't.
Something went wrong with KP, so he has dropped down to 10th now. And it's still very close in the battle for P2.
Yeah, if we go and look at the gap to the leader, I mean, it's 3.1 seconds. Oh, and there goes Igor goes off. I think it is.
Oh no.
Yep, that was Igor. Igor just, I don't know if he was sent, but that wasn't great, as Pontus goes into 3rd place now. As Erminator spins out in Senna S's. I think that's Erminator at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And he is still in the... And there he is 1 lap behind now.
It's currently really close for a battle for P3. Gonna be a DRS train with Pontus not having any DRS.
Oh.
That was really, really close. Don't know how there was no contact with Pontus there, between Pontus and Dove.
And what is Morris going to do? Is he gonna wait?
Morris is really patient. He just wanted to try and capitalize on a mistake from either one of these two drivers in front of him.
Yeah. I was thinking, Terminator could give Pontus a DRS.
This is very true. But it looks like Terminator is slightly limping. He might have some damage.
Yeah, he should have from the collision with the barrier.
Pontus should have some DRS now.
That will help him.
There it is. He does have the DRS. Dove is, even though Dove is still closing in a little bit, brakes a little bit late to try and close down that gap even more.
So a battle for P6 is coming to life with Osvaldo, Igor and RDO.
Morris had a great run out of the Senna S's, and he tries it down the inside. And he makes it stick. Very well done for Morris guy. Was a little bit stuck, so now we'll see if he can get a drive up towards Pontus or if he doesn't have the pace.
Is the difference big between the soft and the medium tires?
I
wonder.
Honestly have no idea. I think the preferable strategy is just go to halfway, because that's what they did last week.
Yeah. Otherwise, Stan could have a chance on the softer tires in the end.
Yeah, I definitely think that it is a because the gap isn't increasing between him and the hyped, so the softs might be. Oh, and Pontus goes into the pits early. Probably doesn't want to get overtaken by Morris guy. Gonna try and do the undercut.
Let's see where he comes back in regard to Tambi. I think he will make that, yeah. And he is now on the medium tires.
I mean, I would have guessed that.
brushed the pit wall at the inside.
Oh, damage?
No, it was a small tap. However, he almost misses the apex. And RDO is still close for P6.
Yeah, I'm currently watching Morris Guy and Dove. Wondering when they will go in.
RDO is going for it. He's gonna make the move.
Side by side, who will have the greater pull? And it is RDO as Igor goes into...
did want to go in the pits, but he was on the right side of him.
As Morris Guy, there's a lot of people pitting right now. Morris Guy and Dangerous Dove. Good idea from Dove to stay with Morris, and we'll see where he comes out compared to Pontus.
I will be on board with Pontus.
Same. As he now comes across start finish and his undercut. Ooh, that's gonna be really close. Where will he end up?
Morris still ahead. He is out of the pits now.
Pontus may actually come out behind or really close to Dove, which will be beneficial because
in front, maybe. Yeah, he's in front.
Yeah, but now he'll have pressure from Dove because he's within a second, and Morris Guy has a second, so the overcut being stronger here. So it seems.
Where was Pontus before the stop?
Pontus was in front of Morris.
Oh, that's interesting.
Few tenths.
Yeah.
Yellow flag sector 1, that is, I think, Los Alexos.
Yeah.
Alright, as Hyped goes into the pits. Our championship leader. Now Stan is in the lead. He's probably gonna go at least another 4 laps. RDO as well. Otaku going into the pits, and now the whole field is on the mediums. Multiple time penalties I've just seen.
Morris is doing a stellar job.
Morris is doing a really stellar job indeed.
And Logan is, yeah, he is also in your set already. Where is he going to rejoin?
He's rejoining behind Igor. I think.
Behind?
Or really close to.
Yes, yeah.
Stan currently has the lapped traffic, which can mess up his braking points. Morris gets a 3-second penalty. That will not bode well for him at the end of the race, where Pontus normally doesn't get any penalties.
Pontus going wide.
Oh, now that makes for Dangerous Dove to be able to attack him now.
Yeah.
Will we see a shove down the inside? We will not.
No.
But now in the DRS, there is the DRS straight. There's going to be some really interesting things. There's also a yellow flag. Morris Guy may have had an issue, right? Or was that hyped? Might have been hyped actually. Yeah, it was hyped.
I think too. Yeah. Because
Morris,
the gap is very small now.
Yeah, the gap is decreasing. Hyped had a little bit of a mistake here. Something we've not seen before from him.
On new tires, maybe they were still cold.
Maybe. As Dove now attacks Pontus down the inside and gets the move done. But of course there's a second DRS straight here.
And he has a good exit.
He has indeed.
And in fact though, Pontus pressed Dove into a penalty. And he has repassed him again.
Very well done.
In the end, it was very good for Pontus.
Lost him a little bit of time though. Now Morris Guy now has a 3-second gap. Hyped gets a 3-second penalty. Something we've not seen from him before too, because he's been driving penaltyless. Oh, and Pontus going really wide. And Dove capitalizing really, really well in this side by side. What a fight this is for P5 as well. Now, of course, we're going down DRS straight again. So will we see another another episode of the I pass you, you pass me.
Yeah.
Or
It's
is
very
Dove
interesting,
not
Blue,
close enough? Dove is not
because
close enough.
Hyped is only 27 seconds behind Stan. And I think a pit stop is slightly shorter than 30 seconds on this track.
Yeah, and Stan being on the quicker tire, that might be really interesting to see. And then if we go and look at our gap to leader, where we see RDO being 11 seconds, so if we count 30 seconds-ish to that, then he'll end up in P7 currently, or P8, if he would pit.
With fresher tires.
Yes.
And softer tires.
Yes. The closest battle on the field, of course, still being with Dove and Pontus. They seem to be really close to the same pace. Dove usually closing up a lot during the middle sector, as there's a little bit of contact. Might have cost Dove a little bit of wing. This Otagu Logan gets a time penalty. Hyped with the fastest lap.
Yeah, he knows he needs those ones.
Yeah, but I think Stan and RDO will go for fastest lap, of course, because they will be on the freshest tires at the end of the race, or the fastest tires at the end of the race. As we see, that is F1
KP?
champ. Yep,
Yeah.
KP has gotten in a little bit of a...
He's
not
very
great.
lonely now on the track.
And Dove trying a move down the inside, and they're still side by side. Muscles his way through. Now this can be beneficial for Dove, because he's usually quicker in the second sector. So can he pull out a big enough gap? As we see, Erminator has spun around again. There's still yellow flags in sector 3, those are now gone.
Yeah, there are some guys a lap behind who had spun.
Yeah, this might be beneficial for Morris guy if he's within a second of Erminator, because he can get some DRS. Try and get closer to Hyped and increase the gap to Dangerous Dove.
And the top two is in.
Top 2 is in indeed, and we see Hyped now coming towards the first corner, and Stan rounding the first corner as well.
Oh, that will be close.
I think Hyped will just have it because it's just greater exit speed, but Stan will be really quick, and his alternate strategy might have really paid off.
Yeah,
Because the gap...
He's very close now, yeah.
The gap was 3 to 4 seconds before pit stops, and now it's only 1.7, so that is really close. With Morris guy now being in 3rd place after pit stops, also having done a really good job.
Good. RDO returned just behind Osvaldo on new tires.
Yeah,
so
what I thought, 7th place. My calculation was a react.
Very
Was
good.
correct. Yes. Oh yeah, RDO says he started outside the points. Outside of the points, he disqualified, so that's why he started on the mediums. This is very true. Stan too, I think.
No, he started second.
Yeah, he started second. So Park Vermey might have not have been on.
Yeah.
Well, and if it's not on, then well,
Interesting.
why not go for the alternate strategy? I'd say.
Yeah. Agreeable. The biggest gainers so far are RDO, 9 places up. And Tenby still 5 places up.
Yeah, but he's not really making the biggest impression today. As RDO goes past Osvaldo.
Makes it 10.
And Dove is now losing Pontus. The gap is bigger than a second.
Oh yeah, he's dropping him.
Yep, he's definitely dropping him, which is not good for Pontus.
It's remarkable because Tenby was 40 seconds behind and he has still a shot of the reverse grid pole.
Yeah, his goal might be only that.
Yeah. I think he has the raw pace to win a race if he gets out of trouble.
And maybe not on this track, but he has the raw pace, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm seeing penalties left and right on my screen right now. Race control is really busy with those penalties.
Look at that, stand to the fastest lap.
I mean, to be expected.
Yeah, but only by a tenth, so...
That's not a lot.
No.
Yellow flags in sector 2, that is, I think, Erminator again. He's not having the greatest time and he's DNF'd. Very sad indeed. Terminator, of course, the tier 2 commentator.
He had an awful run today, so far.
Last week as well.
Unfortunately.
Yep, very, very unfortunately. Terminator only scoring 1 point this far in this event.
And look at that, RDO is really picking up the pace.
Yep,
And
the
he's
softs.
now, in fact, almost in the battle for P4.
Yeah, I was just on board with him, trying to see how much he would close the gap. Also looking towards Stan, he's only like gaining a tenth per lap, or 2/10.
It's a little bit more now, he was on 1.5.
Yeah, he might just had a really good Senna SS.
Grab the DRS, because
Yep.
that will benefit him.
Yep, as RDO goes for the fastest.
Oh, Pontus for the...
Pontus,
that was a late ball.
Yep, but RDO just has a superior grip through the Senna S's.
Yes.
Who will have the DRS here? Pontus has the DRS.
Yeah. I think RDO wants to go for the switchback, and he pulls it off.
Yes, Pontus,
Impressive.
RDO has done the switchback in Britain already, and he pulled it off correctly. And again, he does it here. Just impressive
That's what I expect
stuff
from him. That was very
Yes.
good. He read that battle very good.
Yes, and as I look to Stan and Hyped, and they are coming as F1 champ DNFs in the Senna S's. The gap is that's a shame. Stan had a really bad exit out of the corner, so he was outside of DRS range coming up to the detection point. And now there's going to be a back marker that is probably going to give Hyped some DRS, which is not beneficial for Stan. Because if I look at it correctly...
Yeah, but he will pass him already. So.
Yeah. So that is really good. The gap is now definitely closing up. Whereas the gap between Dove and RDO is also really closing up.
Bad luck for Erminator. He pitted twice, but they didn't change his wing.
Yeah, I saw it.
So he was on the back foot then.
Yeah.
And RDO's progress is continuing.
Yeah, he's really close.
I think 4th is the highest he can achieve.
Yeah, he's not gonna get a gap of 6 seconds down into 2.5 laps.
Morris did a very good, had a very good race so far. I hope
Yep.
I don't jinx anything now.
If you do, you'll hear after.
Yeah.
Stan just not being able to get close to Hyped. Though, let
He
me
has
have a
to
look.
make the difference now. He has to come into the DRS.
He doesn't actually. Stan only has 1 warning and Hyped has a penalty.
Okay.
As RDO goes past
RDO,
dangerous stuff.
Who goes onto the grass with his front right.
But he is now
And
past.
has lost out now completely.
It is 3 laps left.
And I think still the softs were kind of beneficial. We didn't saw the effect of the softs in the beginning of the race, but that was maybe because everyone was on softs.
May I
Except
raise your
these two
attention
men.
to P1 and P2 at the moment?
I am interview, yeah.
because this is really close, less than a second. Will we see a move down the straight, or will Stan wait for the second straight?
At least his exit was better this time.
Still, he lost a little bit of time. You can already see the toe without the DRS open. Now the DRS comes open. Gaps goes down from 6 tenths to 5 to 4 tenths. Maybe even 3. Really closes down the gap. Yeah, if he is able to get a really good access through the Senna S's, which it seems like he does. DRS side by side. Really
Very
close
close.
racing here. Hype's getting a little bit of a better traction out of that corner. Los Alexos is a little bit of a moment as well. Stan preferably, yeah, I mean Stan really needs to be less than 6 tenths behind Hyped going into the straight, otherwise he will not make it, as we've seen per last lap.
Yeah, he has to go into the lead into turn 4 if he wants to make it. This straight he needs to close up.
Yeah, I mean Stan doesn't have the best exit going into turn 3. As Hyped
has a poor exit now. This is his opportunity.
This definitely is the opportunity, and of course we need to think about the time penalties. Hyped has a 3 second and Stan does not. Stan has done the mission, has done it, as Tambi is disqualified.
What?
I did not see the reason, but I saw Tambi was disqualified.
Yeah, for tire infringement.
Oh, he got the glitch again. Tambi had the glitch again.
Yeah,
That
he had a
sucks.
soft and medium, so that's just the game who
Yep,
fucked him
the
over.
second time in a row.
Wow. You know there is a new menu called Pit Stops in the Race Director?
No.
You have to check it out.
Yeah, we'll check it out. But currently, there's a drag line through the edge on Hyped, but Stan gets it on penalties.
Yeah, and normally he would not have it, because it's 2.971.
Yep, he had a better drag towards the...
Maybe this was the plan from Hyped from the beginning along.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But the penalty was decisive.
Yep, the penalty was definitely decisive. As Igor now drops...
Stuff.
Oh, Igor had a 5 second that he did not serve, which cost him pole in the second race.
But look at our third podium finisher.
Yeah, Morris had a penalty.
0 penalties, I think.
Yeah, Morris had penalties. Such a shame. Such a shame. And Logie
very good stuff.
And Logie gets reverse grid pole.
And a little bit unfortunate for Morris here. He was so close to a podium.
Yeah, well, we know he's good in Brazil, so it will be interesting to see where he'll end up in the next race, which is only 5 laps long, of course. And we just wait for Eli to come across, as I see Ario already doing the standings really quickly.
Yeah, he knows the points out of his mind. I doesn't.
Yeah, Ardio, now you can sort them out as well. Ardio being driver of the day as per the game. Really well done. As Stan Roseman now goes into second place in the championship with 79 points.
But that means that we have a champion already. because it's 17 for the win.
Yep. We already have our champion.
Which is hyped called.
Yep, Hype Schulze.
With an impressive run today. Because last week he was decent, but not the best.
He really turned it up in the second race of Japan, getting the win there and then just continuing his wins.
Yeah.
Or his win streak.
Tambi would have come, looking, he was in 10th, 4 tenths behind.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have gotten any
Logan.
points, sadly.
So I don't think, yeah. But yeah, maybe he would have shifted to P9 through the penalty of Igor, but
Yeah.
I don't think it makes the difference. He would have been 9th.
Oh, 10th is 1 point. Oh, we've been saying it wrong. I thought we were using F2 rules. Still, this is some really close racing. Because the points, I mean, I think
the points goes to 10, but the reverse grid goes to 8.
Yep, exactly.
Well, don't worry, Tambi has a consolation point.
Yep, he does have a consolation point, but...
And that point is enough to have him in 5th now and Dove in 6th, so...
Yeah, I just seen that.
It's making the difference.
But who will fill out the podium positions? Will RDO be able to pull one out of the bag and still finish on the podium? He's 7 points behind. 7 points behind means that, well, Pontus can't score a lot of points.
Yeah, and it will be impressive because RDO missed the whole weekend, and if he can finish in the top 3...
We have dark clouds and we have 5 lights. We're already out. Somebody... Oh, Erminator had a jump start. Oh, jeez.
Did Hyped have that kind of a good start that he's already leading?
I don't know what happened there, but I feel like that was...
Good?
Let me see if he had a jump start.
I don't know if the grid was good, guys.
That was a really good start. He was just shot up. It looked like, because on my screen, Erminator it showed that Erminator had a jump start. But it definitely was hyped, as far as I could see.
I don't think the grid was ordered good. Because of on the first frame of the race, Hyped is already 3rd. But if they go on with the race, then
let me look back on the stream,
because
actually.
Hyped has already won.
No, Hyped definitely... Hyped was in 8th, but he just...
Yeah, 7th was he, but yeah, he had an incredible start. My apologies.
No, but on the stream it's really itchy. It's really iffy. Because we see P6 jumping the start, or what looks like jumping the start, and P7 and P8.
We have 3 white on the straight.
Oh.
Stan, RDO, and Billy. And it's Stan who makes the move. And Billy follows.
With RDO still being side by side. Why did RDO go on the mediums?
I don't know, but he did a good move there and Ferradura.
Yeah, that is very true, but at this point, if he chose the mediums, he's not gonna end up in front of Pontus.
And by Billy.
Rip
he completely
Billy.
Lost it.
And Morris hasn't had the greatest starts either. He's in 16th place.
Both Carlins are ghosted into each other. KP and does Josh. I don't
Hyped
know if
is
you see
hyped
this.
is in the pits. He probably did
That's
have
maybe
a
a
jump
drive-through
start.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
drive through because of his Yup.
Oh yeah, there was a drive-through for Terminator, Hyped, and Morris.
Yep, because they all jumped the start. That's what I said.
Yeah.
P5, P7, and Terminator.
Oh, you saw that on. I saw only Terminator on the screen,
On the
so I
screen it
thought
said
it
Terminator, but
overlapped.
when I was looking at the grid, I just before the lights went out, I saw Morris. I saw one car and Hyped jump the start. And I just looked it back on the stream as well,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it
that's
definitely was P5 and 7.
an unfortunate end for Hyped, but he won't lose anything with it.
No, he's already won the championship, so
And it's very interesting because we have a great battle now for the win. Pontus has a small lead. And if he can press this on and with Stan in P5, I don't know exactly the maths, but maybe he can even go into P2 in the end ranking.
let me actually have a look. If you can have a look on where interesting battles are, I'll just keep my eye on Dove right now because he seems to be in the middle of a really nice scrap. John's Pontus would get 17 points for this race. It's a 14-point gap.
And Stan is 5th. I think he will get enough with P5, but...
E5 gets 6 points. So 17 is 11-point gap.
Okay, he
Oh,
will come
yeah.
close, but it's not enough. Okay.
Yes, Stan basically...
And Stan is going for it. At the inside of
Oh,
Igor,
I just saw
and that's
that.
a very pretty move, yeah.
Very nicely done. If we look at it, basically Stan has to finish 6th or higher in order to be able to keep his 2nd place in the championship. So we see Dove now really closing up to Otaku. Of course, DRS is enabled. Or the DRS is open, or he's almost already alongside. Will he choose for the inside? Yes, he will. Who will
For
brake
Dove,
later?
this is also important because he can enter the top 5 if he stays in this position.
Yes, that is very true.
And I think Logan has a very bad exit out of the Senna S's and they're going on the grass.
Oh, that's not good for Stan right there. He recovered though. It looked almost as if he was going to crash as Stan now goes around the inside of Otaku because there was a little bit of a mishap as well.
Oh, RDO. No, RDO. Oh.
Audio retired.
And that was the end of him.
That means that Dove can actually get P4 in the championship now. Because Dove is only 10 points behind him.
Yes.
And if Dove gets P3 in this race, we will see a different P4 finisher in the championship. Ooh.
It's already the final lap I see, so Pontus.
Yeah, Stan has... Oh, wait, yeah, Pontus is already almost across the finish line. These 5 lappers are going so quickly. Oh!
Yeah.
And Igor was
Especially
just...
Brazil.
Stan might have just pushed Igor off track. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, no.
Either Igor lost it or there was slight contact. I couldn't see it from my point of view.
And Tambi is slipstreaming.
He slipstreamed past
Towards
Otaku.
P4. So that's it.
Oswaldo jumping all the way down because of probably a penalty.
Really,
Igor,
the car links on P8
sadly.
and 9 are still into each other. Well, and now we're waiting for our champion. He is doing donuts and he has
Of course,
every right
well
to do
deserved. Well
done.
deserved. What an amazing performance from him.
He didn't need this last race. Maybe the jump start was deliberate. I don't know. Not gonna speculate on that, but he didn't need it at all.
Well done. Congratulations to Hyped for winning the first F2 Cup. Tambi, of course, getting driver of the day. He started almost from the back and, well, he got fourth? Am I correct in that? Probably. Then in our standings at the end, we have Stan Rosema in P2, Pontus in P3. Then Dangerous Duff will probably overtake RDO, but it's going to be really close to see where Tambi comes. I think Tambi will also overtake RDO, or barely. No, he won't. Tambi is on 1 point behind RDO. Dangerous Dove is on equal points with RDO. So it's a tie for P4 in the championship. And we can see right here that Dangerous Dove may have the P4 in the championship may have cost him because he got a 2-second penalty. Otherwise, he would have finished in front of Stan Rosema. Well, Booma, what an exciting end to this F2 Cup.
I agree, yes.
It's,
Very good racing in overall. Very happy to see that. Especially since these are all guys that are also in other ALR leagues.
This is very true.
So I had a fun time tonight.
Oh, me too. I mean, thank you, Hyped. We thoroughly enjoyed our commentary, and you may see us in the future for especially for these one-off events.
Yeah, I
we
really
may
like that.
return. We may return as we are full drivers in the normal grids, and we need to click off the spreadsheet, by the way. Yeah, well, it was great having you all here for the second week in a row. And next week we will be back with our regularly scheduled programming as per usual. Tuesdays, the Sprint League that's still going on, right? Uma, you're mentioning that? So we have Sprint League on Tuesdays. We have Tier 1 and Tier 2 on Thursdays. We have the Tier 3 on Sunday evenings. And we have Singapore next week, so make sure to tune in. Click the like on the stream, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, click the bell notification so you know when we go live. And from the Netherlands, we will say goedenavond, goodbye,
Goedenavond. Goodbye,
ciao.
everyone.